Mr. Persis, we talked about your 7.5 years on the council, and you want to be the new face of Volusia County, the face of the county. What have you done in your position of authority to try to get costs contained with the county budget over the last half-decade?
I'm very proud of that. I'm considered, I guess, if not the most conservative member on the Volusia County Council, I guess one of the two most conservative. And I've earned that reputation because of my votes on the budget. I'm the one that is usually against the budget if it had anything to do with the budget going up or staying the same. I'm always questioning things and trying to find efficiencies. Now we have reduced the budget over the last 4 years or so by about $50 million. We are reducing, I say we are, I'm not on the county council anymore, but when I was there, we had the makings of reducing this budget that they will probably adopt Thursday night, and that is down another $7 million. So there have been great strides in reducing the size of government. Can we do more? Yes, and I suspect that we will.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Davis, what would you recommend cuts be made? What cuts in particular would you want to see to really have some meaningful tax relief?
Well, I've been talking with a lot of people, and there's everybody that I talk to, there's this really big, hard issue that a lot of people don't know. They don't understand it. And it's very complicated, and I can only briefly go on to it in a few moments. And one of our big jumps is we got to start doing something with these CRAs, Community Redevelopment Administrations. There's a lot of them. They're taking a lot of money out of city budgets, which comes out of the county, comes on your taxes. And it's like I said, the math problem. We could sit here for 3 hours and go through it, but let me just say that there's a lot of them that are just overtaxing the county citizens. So we've got to do something to either sunset these things or dissolve some that we can, because these are eating into our pockets.
Mr. Persis, let me ask you this. I'm only familiar with East Smyrna Beach, obviously. I'm not as familiar with Daytona or Walnut with the land. But there's been a lot of discussion about whether it should be feet on the street with parties and things like that. How favorable would you be to having, let's say, a US 1 CRA from Ormond down to Oak Hill? And would that be the extent of it, or would you just do away with it entirely?
Let's all get educated on this issue.
Please.
They are community redevelopment agencies. They come from the cities, and the cities come to the county, and the cities say, we have a blighted area in our city, and we would like to improve that area, and we have a plan for doing that. And if you allow us to do that, Volusia County, here's what we will do. What happens is you freeze the tax rate right where it is. And so what that does is, it's not that it raises taxes, but it reduces money that goes to the county's budget, because that tax excess that would have gone to the county now goes into that city to help them achieve their goals. As a mayor, and we had a CRA in Ormond Beach, and Ormond Beach still does. Daytona Beach has them, Holly Hill has them, DeLand has them, Deltona wants to have one, the New Smyrna Beach wants to add one. I guess it depends on which side of the fence you're on, whether you think they are good or bad. But I will tell you that there have been more good that has come from these CRAs to increase property values in areas that without that government assistance, they would have gone even further down.
Thank you very much. Mr. Davis, there's been some talk about criticism, especially in the primary, Mr. Doran, primarily the culprit on it, of saying that the Ocean Center should be privatized. Let me ask you, should it be, and was it a mistake to expand it in the first place?
Well, it's very costly to expand it.
In 1 minute, please.
Oh, in 1 minute,
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Privatizing the management of the Ocean Center, to have a company come in, a private company, doesn't get paid by the county, but gets paid by their revenue for bringing in business. So it's basically, they're gonna work on commission. So the more money, more business they bring in, the better off they are, and we can work with that. And that's, like I said.
Mr. Persis, briefly.
No. The Ocean Center is managed by the county. What we're talking about is marketing the Ocean Center. Should we market it differently? And I believe that we should. And we have already embarked on a study that should be coming out and reported to the county council before the end of this calendar year. What are the different ways of marketing the Ocean Center? And I think that's what we'll see in 2013.
And quickly, was it a good idea to expand it when you had the opportunity?
I think so, because we were falling way behind in trying to compete for the type of business that we wanted. I think the Ocean Center is now positioned very, very well. It's considered one of the 5 best now in the state, so I think we should all be very proud of it. Thank you.
Mr. Davis, the last debate in the Ocean, when we had at the Brandon Center, I asked you a tough question, and you were a little taken off guard, and that was, what were the lessons learned from the American Music Festival?
Yeah.
Have you done your homework, and what
Yes,
lessons
yes.
have you learned?
Yeah, but we have learned that sometimes a salesman can come in and just sell you a bill of goods. I mean, literally, that's what happened. When he took all the money and he went
You're
off.
talking about Man and Borneo and the Cultural Foundation.
Right, and I mean, it was literally a bill of goods sold to not only Daytona State, but to the county, and everybody got their money taken. It was absolutely a disaster, and I think best lesson I could glean from that would maybe we need to sit back and do a little bit more research on what we're trying to accomplish as far as a benefit or a concert or something.
Mr. Persis, quickly.
Yeah, well, I agree with all that. I think that was another thing that Daytona State College certain wishes they could have back. Again, they learned too.
Well, they lost the president,
Yeah.
had to raise tuition.
Yeah,
One final question. If either of you elected the chair, obviously you'd be the big dog.
one of us will be.
Right. The way elections go with all this legal stuff. But seriously, one of you will be the big dog on the county council come January. Do you see a need for a new county manager, or are you pleased with Mr. Dean? I'll leave that with you, Mr. Persis, first.
I have worked with a lot of city managers in Ormond. I think we had 3 while I was there, and county managers. This is our third. Well, we had interim.
Right.
And I would rate Mr. Deneen one of the best. I do. I think he is brilliant when it comes to budgeting, because we, the county council, told him, you've got to reduce the size of government. You have got to do that. And he found ways to do that. However, he isn't perfect. I mean, nobody is. I think sometimes he gets out in front too much. He needs to draw back a little bit and let the county chair take the position.
Do you mean with the media, or?
With the media and at the meetings itself. He can go on and on and on, and I know if I was the chair, one of the first things we'll do is have a private meeting about, we can reduce the length of these meetings if you would just, stop.
So keep him or leave him?
I would certainly say that.
I have no basis of comparison with the job that Mr. Deneen's been doing. Everything that we get up there to do is going to be on a case-by-case basis. We're going to have to look at, that's part of what the county council is going to do. The new council coming in is going to have to sit back and say, do we keep these individuals, or do we suggest that they be removed?
Well, I think part of that question why I brought Freudian slip of Doran was the fact that he and Deneen seem to have a war of words to the newspaper. Did that resonate with you at all in terms of where you would go with him in the future?
No, I got to take everybody at a case-by-case basis. That's what good managers do. Whenever I have a problem with any of my soldiers or any of the people I've ever managed or running my own business, I'd sit back and say, okay, here's our situation. this is what has happened, this is how we fix it. Is fixing it keeping you or letting you go? Or is this, oh, all you have to do is change your attitude or your way of working?
Do you have a position on this, one way or the other?
On which part?
On Mr. Deneen, keep him or leave him?
No, I don't, because I have not sat down, like I said, and done the responsible thing to look at his history and see what we're going and what we're doing and how.
I want to open up to the audience, if anybody had a question. That includes candidates for the other offices that they shall choose. Please identify yourself before.
Douglas Gibson, City of Oak Hill. First off, I'd like to wish both of you good returns.
Thanks, we got it.
Now that I've said that, will you, as chairman, support the efforts of the City of Oak Hill? Can't be specific, but we do need your support in a lot of areas. The last debate, it was like Oak Hill didn't exist. And it does. So,
Mr. Davis?
All right, now, one of my plans that I try to instill here is the first thing we want to do is I want to sit down with all the mayors collectively in one room, open it to the public, of course, and say, you're the mayors of your cities. You know what your cities need. I don't live in Oak Hill. I live in Edgewater. Your needs are going to be specific to your community. What can we on the council, what can we do to help you? And we need to leave it to the mayors and to the council members of each city and even to the citizens to say, well, we want green buildings everywhere, then that's what your people want, the citizens want, let's give them the green buildings.
Mr. Persis, please.
Well, I'm, again, on the Volusia County Council, sir, I was the only person on the county council that had any city background. Jack Heyman was there for a short time while I was there, and Jack was the mayor of Edgewater, was the former mayor of Edgewater. I was the mayor of Ormond Beach and the city commissioner for 7 years. So I understand you. I understand the cities when they are coming to us and say, you know, in order to make my city better, I need cooperation. I need understanding. You know, these are things where the county could really help us. And I can assure you that you'll have my ear, and I will do everything I can to help the city of Oak Hill.
thank you.
Anybody else?
David Lee.
Oak Hill?
Oak Hill. Well, I got property in Oak Hill, Volusia County, and Warren. My question is how much of the county staffing do y'all actually run? What is your overhead over the county, over the staffing?
I wonder if that would include the sheriff's office?
No, pretty much county
I guess
staff.
whatever's on the Dean's office.
I will be, most people are surprised when they hear the answer to this question. And the answer is that we are in control of 2 people, just 2. Of the 3,000 employees,
Who are they?
there are the 2. And we are in control of the county attorney, we hire the county attorney, and we hire the county manager.